Let us take a look at the latest news on the Sino-Tibetan border. According to India Today, Indian Minister of External Affairs Subramaniam Jaishankar stated on September 24th at the World Economic Forum's Sustainable Development Impact Summit that the recent month-long standoff between India and CCP forces at the border of the two countries is unprecedented, but both India and China must learn to adapt to each other and live in harmony. He said, in a sense, we are all experiencing an unprecedented situation. But if you look at it from a long-term perspective, I think this is part of a larger problem. And in this case, both parties must sit down and find a solution. The report said that the Indian and Chinese military had issued a joint statement this week after 14 hours of negotiation, with both sides agreeing to stop adding troops to the front to avoid unilateral intensification of the situation, as well as any actions that may complicate matters. The statement also included that both militaries have agreed to strengthen ground communications, avoid misjudgments and misunderstandings, and earnestly implement the critical consensus reached between the two countries. This is the sixth negotiation between the two sides. According to the report by Voice of America, a senior Indian government official said that the Indian border guards have been authorized to fire in self-defense if threatened. Many Indian media quoted a senior official who wishes to remain anonymous in a joint media visit on September 24th as saying that China's strategy of overwhelming Indian soldiers with a numerical advantage would not be tolerated. He was referring to the fact that on June 15th this year, at the Line of Actual Control, LAC, in Ladakh region, Chinese troops armed with iron rods suddenly attacked Indian soldiers with a numerical advantage, resulting in the death of 20 Indian soldiers. The government official said that India's position is that since China has broken the status quo and is the first to send troops to break through the LAC, China must first withdraw its forces. He also said that as the weather is beginning to get cold, border guards on both sides seem to have planned on spending the severe plateau winter under a confrontation. At present, China and India have also agreed to hold the 7th round of military commander-level talks as soon as possible, take practical measures to handle local problems properly, and jointly maintain peace and tranquility in the border region. Before this, the Tibet military region of the CCP released a drill video showing a variety of new artillery shells and 2 F-10 fighters. The Indian Air Force is also testing out their 5 previously purchased French Rafale fighter jets at the border. In May, the Indian Army and the CCP have experienced intense confrontation on the actual line of control in eastern Ladakh. A large-scale fight broke out in the Kalavan Valley on June 15th, marking the first bloody conflict between the two countries since 1975. India lost 20 of its soldiers in action, and the Chinese People's Liberation Army did not disclose the number of casualties. The two sides subsequently held 5 rounds of military commander-level talks. At the end of August, there was another confrontation between the two armies in the Ladakh area on the border. Both sides accused each other of illegal crossing and shooting threats, breaking the Sino-Indian 45-year ceasefire agreement. Afterward, when many Tibetan soldiers of the Indian Army were killed, the situation worsened. This is the most severe border stalemate between the two sides in decades. However, neither side seems to have withdrawn from the several conflict locations on the actual line of control. Both began to provide winter reserves for officers and soldiers in the area, indicating that the two sides still hope to remain in the stalemate.